Okay, the hockey world is absolutely reeling right now. A massive seismic trade just went down, and this is one of those deals that completely changes the landscape. We're talking about a team captain, a Norris Trophy winner, a true superstar getting moved in a deal that will redefine two franchises.
So here it is. In a move that has stunned just about everyone, the Vancouver Canucks have traded their captain, Quinn Hughes, to the Minnesota Wild. And what's coming back to Vancouver? Oh, just a massive haul. Prospects Zeev Buium, Rossi, Liam Ohgren, and of course, a coveted first-round pick. This is a blockbuster in every single sense of the word.
And this immediately gets you thinking, right? Why? Why on earth would a team trade a 26-year-old franchise cornerstone, a guy who has already won the award for the best defenseman in the league? Well, to figure that out, we've got to look at the pretty harsh reality facing the Canucks.
I mean, the numbers really don't lie here. The Canucks were sitting dead last in their division with a pretty rough record of 11-17-3. For a team that has this much talent on paper, that's just a complete disaster. The season was getting away from them, and it was happening fast.
And you know, it actually gets worse. A -24 goal differential. That one number tells you almost everything you need to know. They weren't just losing games. A lot of nights they were getting completely outplayed. It's a huge red flag that the problems with this team run really, really deep.
So this put the front office in a really tough spot. What do? Do you try to somehow salvage a season that's already lost, or do you make a really painful decision to pivot and start building for the future? Well, they chose the future. They had to accept that this version of the team just wasn't going to work and make the incredibly hard call to start over.
And look, if you are going to trade a superstar, this is the kind of package you dream of getting back. They get Zeev Buium, who could be their next power play quarterback. They get Rossi and Liam Ohgren, two really high-end forward prospects. And they get a first-round pick on top of all that. But here's the kicker. All three of those players are former first-round picks themselves. This isn't just a trade for Vancouver. It's the bedrock for their entire rebuild.
All right, let's flip this coin over and look at the other side of the deal. Because while Vancouver is now planning for 5 years down the road, the Minnesota Wild, they are all about the next 5 months. This is a huge all-in gamble on winning the Stanley Cup and winning it right now.
You want to know the mindset in Minnesota? This quote from their general manager, Bill Guerin, says it all. This move wasn't about tomorrow. It was about getting one of the best defensemen on the planet to help them win the Stanley Cup this year. It's bold, it's aggressive, and if you're a Wild fan, you have to be absolutely thrilled.
And to understand that hunger to win now, you have to understand the years of frustration. The Wild have not won a playoff series since 2015. Think about that. That is nearly a full decade of getting knocked out in the first round. The pressure to break that streak was becoming immense. This trade is a direct answer to all of that frustration.
So what's their plan to finally break through? Well, you take your superstar forward, the electric Kirill Kaprizov, and you pair him with a Norris-winning defenseman in Quinn Hughes. Just like that, you've created one of the most dangerous dynamic duos in the entire league. That's a 1-2 punch that can go toe-to-toe with anybody come playoff time.
But, you know, in all this talk about draft picks and team strategies and rebuilds, there's a person at the very center of it all. A captain who just had his entire world flipped upside down. So let's talk for a minute about the man himself, Quinn Hughes.
So what part did he play in this? This is really important. According to all the reports, Hughes never formally asked for a trade. He wasn't kicking down the door, publicly demanding a way out of Vancouver. So how did this all happen?
Well, the answer really comes down to a tiny but crucial detail in his contract. Quinn Hughes did not have any no-trade protection. And what that means is, unlike a lot of other superstars, he had zero contractual power to block a deal. That gave the Canucks the freedom to make the best deal for them and send him to any of the other 31 teams in the league.
Now, even though he never officially asked out, there was this belief growing around the league that he probably wasn't going to re-sign in Vancouver when his contract was up. I mean, he spends his summers in Michigan, and of course, both of his brothers, Jack and Luke, play for the New Jersey Devils. That pull to be closer to family was apparently very, very strong.
And here is such a fascinating what-if in this whole story. Sources are saying the New Jersey Devils actually put an offer on the table to try and unite all three Hughes brothers on the same team. Can you even imagine that? The three of them together? But at the end of the day, business is business. The Canucks looked at the two deals and felt Minnesota's offer was just way too strong to pass up for their rebuild. So, the deal is official, the dust is finally starting to settle. Let's take one last look at the aftermath and what this all means for the future of these two teams, because they are now headed down two completely different roads.
When you boil it all down, it's pretty simple. Vancouver traded its best player today for a massive treasure chest of future talent to kickstart their rebuild. Minnesota gave up a huge chunk of that future to get an undisputed superstar who can help them win right now. Two teams, two totally opposite strategies, all in one massive trade.
And that, of course, leaves us with the one big question that every single fan is asking right now. Minnesota got the proven superstar, but Vancouver got the future. So who really won the trade? Honestly, there's no easy answer, and we probably won't know for years to come. But you can bet the debate starts right now.